Opendoor just shocked Wall Street. On Thursday, the stock closed at $10.52, up almost 80% in a single trading session. Think about that, nearly 80%. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens when conviction meets catalysts, when leadership meets activism, and when a movement finally gets the validation it's been fighting for. This wasn't just about a stock bouncing off the lows, this was the Open Army thesis coming alive. So why did it happen? The catalyst came Wednesday night. Opendoor announced a massive leadership reshuffle. The new CEO, Kazi Nazim, the former COO of Shopify, founders Keith Rabois and Eric Wu, they're back on the board. Rabois is now chairman, and together with Kozla Ventures, Wu is investing $40 million of his own money to fuel growth. The result? The biggest single-day gain in Opendoor's history. But here's the key. This wasn't about earnings or quick profits. This was about transformation, governance, restoring founder DNA at the heart of the company. Exactly what retail investors have been demanding. Remember, Eric Jackson said just last week, fix the leadership, bring back the founders, and this stock could be worth $50. Back then, it sounded like wishful thinking. Today, not so crazy anymore. For weeks, the Open Army has been mocked as just another meme crowd, but what separates Opendoor is conviction. This isn't chasing a ticker on Reddit. This is a community that believes in the mission, that held through the dips, that demanded change, and today, that conviction was rewarded. Leadership matters. Kazi Nazim isn't just any CEO, he's an AI native operator who scaled Shopify into a global commerce powerhouse. And his first statement wasn't about layoffs or cost cuts, it was about home ownership. About how buying a home builds families, communities, and stability. That kind of vision reframes Opendoor as more than just a housing disruptor. It makes the company relevant on a societal level. And then there's Rabois, now back as chairman. One of Silicon Valley's most respected investors, and Eric Wu, the original CEO, putting millions of his own dollars back into the stock. That's skin in the game. That's conviction. And don't forget the shorts. As of last week, 24% of the float was short. That's 155 million shares betting against Opendoor. They were counting on weak leadership. Instead, they got the exact opposite. No wonder the stock exploded higher. So, where do we go from here? First, the Fed is expected to cut rates next week. That's a macro catalyst that could boost housing and push Opendoor even higher. Second, the short squeeze isn't over. Every dollar higher adds pressure. Every day retail holds makes it harder for shorts to survive. That momentum can feed on itself. And third, leadership now has the credibility and capital to execute. Nazim sets the vision, Rabois drives governance, Wu brings founder conviction and cash. Here's the takeaway. Thursday's 79% rally wasn't just a chart event, it was a story event. Validation for the Open Army. Proof that retail conviction can drive real change. Opendoor is no longer just fighting for survival, it's fighting to transform real estate. To make home ownership easier, faster, and more accessible. And to redefine what's possible in one of the world's largest markets. So is Opendoor the next 100x meme stock? Maybe. But one thing is certain. The conviction is real, the leadership is back, and the story has only just begun.